By early this afternoon, many of the roads around Dublin city and county were clear. The 4 to 5 inches of snow which fell overnight having turned to slush during the morning. However, many side roads and housing estates in the suburbs still had considerable snow late this evening despite the thaw. The main roads in and out of Dublin, while passable, had dangerous patches for much of the day. The main Dublin-Wexford road here just outside Bray was kept clear throughout the day by council workmen who used snow ploughs and road gritters. But with freezing conditions expected again this evening, the Gardaí are warning drivers to be extremely careful tonight. Meanwhile, flying conditions were so difficult at one stage this afternoon in Wicklow that our helicopter had to turn back at Kilmachannock as the weather deteriorated. But in Bray Head, some young children were not deterred by the conditions. It may not have been the Swiss Alps, but it was nonetheless the next best thing. The overnight snow, which stretched from Wexford in the southeast to Donegal in the northwest, caused considerable havoc for early morning travellers. There were long delays in Dublin's suburban Dart service. The first electric train started moving just after 7:30, but commuters had to wait long periods for trains. And when they eventually arrived, there was even more disappointment for the weary travellers. This evening's Dart service was again curtailed, with trains running approximately every 15 minutes. But if things were difficult for travellers on the trains, they were even worse for those going by air. Dublin Airport, which had over 4 inches of snow on the main runway, remained closed until just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. A major clearing operation eventually opened the main runway, but the other two are still closed this evening. Conditions were so bad earlier that as soon as one end of the runway was cleared, the other end was blocked up again. 17 flights were cancelled because of the adverse weather conditions, but tonight most planes are landing and taking off on time. In the south and west of the country, the picture was completely different. Here in Tralee it was a bright, clear day. There was, however, a heavy frost in the south and the west overnight, and motorists had to drive with extreme caution this morning. However, the Automobile Association said that all main roads in these areas were free. Limerick City, like many other towns in the Midwest, was completely free of snow this morning, but a heavy frost is expected in these areas tonight. Back on the east coast, perhaps the biggest sporting casualty of the bad weather so far was the postponement of the Rugby International between Ireland and England. And 2 words on the edge of Lansdowne pitch told all. The match was called off by rugby officials around 7:30 this morning, despite their best efforts to keep the grounds and terraces clear. Though the pitch itself was free of snow, when groundsmen pulled back the protective covers, it was felt that with the possibility of heavy frost tonight, that the terraces would still be in a dangerous condition tomorrow. And for the hundreds of English fans who had already made the journey to Dublin, the news of the cancellation came as a bitter blow.
Excuse me lads, can I ask you disappointed that the match has been cancelled?
Yes, very disappointed. Yeah, not happy at all.
Why not?
Well, we're looking forward to watching the game on Saturday and playing our own game on Saturday morning. But
have you spent a lot of money coming here?
Yes, we spent a lot of money.
Coming off the payroll. Coming off the payroll. Were there many others staying in the hotel last night who were going to the match?
Yes, they've all gone now.
About 20. About 20, I'd say.
Yeah. And there's more on the way as well.
Yeah,
so we'll find something to do, don't worry.
You're not going to go away, you're not going to go home.
The decision came a bit late.
Yeah,
right. And we had no choice. We were on the ferry before we knew.
You think you were going to be beaten?
Oh, no. No, this is a year of England, I think.
But you're not too disappointed.
No. Yes, very disappointed. Stuck in Dublin, nothing to do.
Marooned in bloody Montrose Hotel, how do you feel?